afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. The sun helps a little bit.
Oh, it really does. A nice day today. We have a busy show.
Yeah, we have a very busy show. We should get started. Topping the news today, the man accused of killing a retired Dane County judge last week died this afternoon.
A fatal bike crash took place in Madison this morning.
And calls for gun control legislation are growing louder on Capitol Hill. We'll have the message from survivors and families of victims killed and where lawmakers are with meaningful reform. Let's take a look outside. Oh, my goodness, those are pretty flowers at the Capitol.
Beautiful, yeah. They're going to get a drink.
Yeah, another day of rain coming tomorrow. Julian's in the backyard to let us know when it's going to start.
That's right. So we're going to be timing that out for us throughout the rest of this evening. But one thing we are going to be keeping an eye on is just how nice it has been for us today. But for some of us, especially just outside of Monroe and south of Janesville, we're looking at a little spurt of some rain. But overall, we're relatively dry as we're kicking off our evening. Now, as we take a look outside, the cloud cover is still trying to be a little stubborn for us, but the sun's still peering through. As we take a look at what we stacked up for today, close to normal. Around 74 degrees was our high so far, and we're going to be seeing those temperatures really start to cool down as we get into the rest of this evening. As we're back into those 60s, and the cloud cover is going to see a bit more of a break, but then increase once again as we get into tonight. Now, in terms of that rain returning, well, we are going to be looking at some of it start to show itself a little bit into the overnight hours, but even more so by the time we kick off our morning commutes. Much more widespread rainfall, and even some thunderstorms are going to be possible as we kick off our Wednesday morning. So make sure that you are prepared to see some wet conditions as we kick things off. Now, as we take a look at what we're seeing outside in our traffic as of right now, some slow spots over towards the Beltline, but overall, not too bad for this time as we get into the interstate as of right now. We're still looking all green as we're getting things rolling for us. But we'll have more updates what else to expect with that rain because we are still into that back and forth pattern coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. First at 4, an update to a story we've been following since last week.
The man who allegedly shot and killed a retired Juneau County judge has died.
56-year-old Douglas Udy shot and killed 68-year-old former Juneau County Circuit Court Judge John Romer inside Romer's home in the township of New Lisbon early Friday morning. Romer was one of several government officials listed by Udy as potential targets for future attacks. Governor Tony Evers, Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, and Senator Mitch McConnell were also on the list. A 42-year-old woman is in custody and facing potential charges of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle after she reportedly hit a bicyclist with her car this morning on Mineral Point Road. Officers on the scene said the victim was a male in his early 30s. The west side intersection of Mineral Point Road and South High Point Road partially closed as crews responded to a crash injuring at least one person. Officers on the scene told News 3 Now they are administering CPR to one person around 4:30 a.m. Shortly before 6 a.m., a medical examiner arrived on scene. Afterward, a body was loaded into the back of a van with license plates from Crest Funeral Home.
And that incident happened on the first day of Madison Bike Week in the city. Madisonians joined Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway outside of the municipal building this morning. The mayor thanked alders and representatives of Downtown Madison, Inc. before passing the mic to Madison's traffic engineer.
We are committed to building a bike network that reaches the entire city, and we are addressing gaps in that network to improve usability of the system and appeal to potential cyclists of all ages and all abilities.
The mayor emphasized the importance of expanding safety measures throughout the city and of seeking federal funds for future projects. After the press conference, as you saw earlier, the mayor led a short ride downtown. Later today, the Madison Common Council will have a resolution for the week at its meeting. Well, for weeks, we have reported on community concerns about upcoming route changes to Madison Metro's transit system.
Tonight, it all comes down to this as the city takes up what could be its final vote. Naomi Coles is live on the south side of Madison where people have fought for weeks to keep service there. Naomi?
I'm here on Rusk Road, and bus stops along this route were on the chopping block in the original version of these Metro redesign plans. But after a lengthy community input process, an amendment and so many meetings, an amendment to keep service through these communities on the south side cleared one of its last hurdles in a meeting last night. Today, a whole slew of similar amendments, adding up to an extra $1 million above the original budget, is slated for approval at City Council alongside the main new route maps. The city planning team that led this process is feeling good about the outcome.
I think we're optimistic. So this project has been going on for almost 2 years. Early on, we started talking about very high-level goals of what we want to do with the transit system. And so now we're getting into the very specific details about where the routes go and how often they run and things like that.
If everything gets approved tonight, the plans go next to a federal analysis for system equity. Now, that analysis has been a sore spot for these plans all along, the fact that it hasn't yet been done. I'll be talking about that more at 5 o'clock, and you'll also be hearing from a man on the south side who's been pretty involved in getting these plans to where they are now.
All right, Naomi, we'll see you then. Thank you. This week, both the House and Senate are pushing forward separately on gun control legislation. The Democratic-controlled House plans to vote tomorrow on a package aligned with President Biden's call for measures including universal background checks and raising the minimum age a person can legally purchase an assault rifle to 21.
Talks also continue among a small bipartisan group of senators on a narrow measure they hope can pass both chambers. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill, where the son of a Buffalo shooting victim also called attention to the role extremism has played in recent attacks.
Congressional Democrats gathered with gun violence victims, including former colleague Gabby Giffords on the National Mall, where more than 45,000 flowers represent lives lost in the past year.
We must never stop fighting. Fight, fight, fight.
What I loved most about her was the way she loved her family unconditionally.
At the same time, former Buffalo Fire Commissioner Garnell Whitfield Jr. gave emotional testimony about his mother at a Senate hearing on domestic terrorism. Ruth Whitfield was one of 10 victims gunned down in the racist massacre at a Top supermarket.
I ask every one of you to imagine the faces of your mothers as you look at mine, and ask yourself, is there nothing that we can do?
That's a question federal lawmakers are trying to answer when it comes to gun control. This week, the House is moving forward on a wide-ranging package, but it's not likely to pass in the evenly divided Senate. Separately, a bipartisan group of senators is trying to find a narrow compromise that could include enhanced background checks, incentives for states to pass red flag laws, and investments in schools and mental health.
Step one is to try to get a deal. As I've said repeatedly, I hope that'll be sooner rather than later.
Lead negotiator, Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy went to the White House to update President Biden.
My goal is to try to get an agreement this week.
Actor Matthew McConaughey also came to the White House a day after discussing gun reform with lawmakers.
We are in a window of opportunity right now that we have not been in before. A window where it seems like real change can happen.
He grew up in Uvalde, Texas, where the Robb Elementary School mass shooting took the lives of 19 children and 2 others. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Today, the Department of Homeland Security released a threat bulletin warning that online forums are encouraging copycat attacks in the wake of the Buffalo and Uvalde, Texas mass shootings.
Tomorrow, a House panel will hear more testimony from a survivor and victims' family members of those shootings. Well, voters in 7 states head to the polls today, setting the stage for House and Senate races this fall. 2 incumbents in California are trying to surmount challenges tied to former President Trump. One voted to support the former president's impeachment after the U.S. Capitol insurrection, while the other fought against it. Elsewhere today, former Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke is competing against several other Republicans for a chance to capture a new U.S. House district in western Montana. And a trio of Republicans in Iowa are jockeying to take on the state's lone Democratic U.S. House member. Primaries also taking place today in New Jersey, New Mexico, and South Dakota.
The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attacks is promising to show Americans never-before-seen evidence of the attack on the Capitol in a prime-time hearing Thursday night. Serious new charges have been filed against members of the far-right group Proud Boys, including the group's former leader Enrique Tarrio. They're facing charges of sedition in connection with the January 6th attack. The prime-time hearing will reportedly include pre-taped videos and live witnesses and will kick off a series of hearings that could take weeks.
Was it a conspiracy?
I think certainly. I mean, look, if you look at the court filings,
do you believe it was a conspiracy?
I do.
The special committee with 7 Democrats and 2 Republican members has completed more than 1,000 interviews. More than 800 individuals have been arrested in nearly all 50 states for crimes related to the breach. A federal government watchdog agency released a report today urging the Department of Labor to examine racial disparities in how pandemic unemployment assistance was paid out in Wisconsin and other states. Wisconsin was one of 2 out of 4 states studied where the report found white applicants got their pandemic unemployment assistance benefits paid out at about twice the rate of black applicants, with a similar pattern for American Indian and Hispanic applicants.
Survivors of sexual abuse in the Wisconsin Catholic Church gathered at the Capitol today to give their report card on Attorney General Josh Kaul's statewide clergy abuse investigation. 1 year ago today, the Wisconsin Catholic bishops publicly refused to cooperate with the Wisconsin DOJ's investigation into child sexual abuse. Today, survivors of clergy sexual abuse and advocates, including residential school survivors and members of the Menominee tribe, spoke up to say they're still waiting for the investigation to begin.
And on my reservation in Kashina, Wisconsin, we do have graves there. We do have graves, and we do have the horrific stories. We do have stories of the priests and the nuns killing our children. We brought our children. The Menominee children were that small, 7 years old, 5 years old when they were taken from their homes. Can you imagine?
The survivors of clergy sexual abuse complained about the speed at which the investigation is going. The Wisconsin DOJ has received more than 200 reports of clergy abuse by more than 150 individuals. Allegations were made publicly for the first time in 51 of those reports.
Wisconsin's only fetal diagnosis and treatment center has been launched by UW Health and Unity Point Health Meriter. In Wisconsin, approximately 2,000 infants are born with a birth defect each year, impacting about 3% of all births. The Fetal Diagnosis and Treatment Center will consolidate care from specialists in many fields, offering diagnosis and counseling as well as surgery before or after the baby is born.
Oftentimes having to stay there until they delivered the baby and beyond if the baby needed surgery. So we're really excited to be able to offer this kind of access to care to families in our community.
The center manages a broad range of conditions, and doctors at the center can now perform surgery on babies still in the womb, something they couldn't possibly do 20 to 30 years ago.
That is remarkable. Well, it used to be all the big TV shows premiered in the fall. Not anymore.
No, we'll take a look at the big summer television series coming to a small screen near you when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Is price inflation costing you way more now for food, shelter, and basic expenses? Is paying credit cards and high debt now getting harder? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Call Geraci Law to see about Chapter 7 or 13 to eliminate or consolidate as low as $275 a month. On your phone, from your home, or old school in person. $0 down to start. Hit the debt-free button. Click or call now.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Joe Biden opened America's borders, increasing the flow of deadly drugs into our communities. Last year, over 105,000 people died of drug overdoses in America. Biden's putting our children and families at risk. Ron Johnson is warning everyone that drug traffickers are adding fentanyl to counterfeit pills, and it only takes one pill to kill. Please tell your children and support law enforcement.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Fry Construction is celebrating 27 years with a big anniversary sale. Join us to save 27%. That's right, 27%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 2 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 27% off gutters with any full roofing or siding project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Well, if you're in the market for home decor or electronics, Target says it is slashing prices.
The retailer announced today it is ramping up discounts due to an overflow of big-ticket items. Items it had stocked up on during the pandemic when demand was hot. Well, with inflation jumps and the end of COVID stimulus payments, consumers have pulled back on high-end purchases, shifting instead to necessities like food and household staples.
Goodyear is recalling more than 170,000 truck and RV tires that were made between 1996 and 2003. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it found the G159 tires had a high rate of failure on RVs compared to similar tires. The agency is urging anyone who owns, rents, or uses an RV or a truck with 22.5-inch rims to check and make sure they're not using these tires or have one as a spare tire.
You may want to budget a little more for that summer road trip as prices at gas pumps climb near $5 a gallon in some parts of the U.S. The worst may still be to come. Oil prices are the biggest component affecting gas prices, and Goldman Sachs is now forecasting crude oil prices will average $140 a barrel this summer. Oil is currently about $120 a barrel, so it would mean that gas prices would spike even higher. It was a positive day on Wall Street with tech stocks leading the way. The Dow Industrials gained 264 points, closing at 33,180. The NASDAQ added 113. The S&P 500 tacked on 39. Well, TV premieres aren't just for the fall anymore.
Not anymore. There are more than 50 new and returning cable and streaming series that you'll need to keep track of this summer.
Wow. Jonathan Gray, UW-Madison Professor of Media and Cultural Studies in the Department of Communication Arts. Welcome back.
Hi, Jonathan. Good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about trends. It used to be September, the big fall premieres on the big three networks.
Yep.
Not anymore.
No, I mean, you used to put shows you didn't believe in. Like, networks would put the shows they didn't believe in the summer, and now we're getting the big tentpole things like Stranger Things. We're going to get the Lord of the Rings. We're going to get Game of Thrones. All the big franchises are coming out in the summer.
Now, why is that? Why the change?
I mean, part of it is the streamers are the thing now, and I guess the fall was the time of the cable and broadcast networks, and so streamers have realized this summer they can just sort of sweep up.
It seems like the networks are turning to reality shows and game shows, low-budget productions.
Yeah, and they're doing very well with them, to the point that like even Netflix is trying to get in on that game. And none of the streamers have gone into sports all that much yet, except ESPN. But you know, the best drama stuff, the best comedy seems to be coming out from the streamers. So I think they know what they've got and they're running with it.
What are some of the series that you're looking forward to this summer?
So Reservation Dogs is coming back. That's an FX show, season 2. That was brilliant. It's just about a group of teenagers growing up on a reservation in Oklahoma. You've got, what is it? It's this beautiful little show on Apple TV for kids called Lovely Little Farm. And it's a live action show, and there are some animals that speak to them. Jeff Bridges is making the move to television. He'll come up in a show in FX called Old Man, where he's kind of like a Liam Neeson grumpy old man with some things to do. Lots of stuff.
And you point out a lot of big movie stars are making the move to television.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, in fact, if you look at the reporting, a lot of people are noting that Jeff Bridges might be one of the last names. It's almost like a trivia, like which star hasn't been in a television show now?
Well, conventional wisdom has always been that viewership goes down in the summer because people are busy doing other things. But now I guess that turns out not to be true at all, that people watch consistently, and if you have a show that really catches on, even in our newsroom, it's all everybody talks about. Have you seen this? Have you seen
Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Talk of the town.
Well, and of course, what's great with the streamers is you don't have to watch it in the summer. You know, you can watch your Ted Lasso 3 years from now if you want.
That's true.
But I think I'll be interested at the same time. I think the last 2 years, a lot of us were stuck at home. We were scared to go out. Some people were sick. Whereas, you know, I'm hearing more people saying they want to get out. And so I'll be interested to see whether, you know, that holds, or whether this summer we get a bit of a lull again as people decide to go camping instead of...
That's an interesting point. It won't be the Tiger King revisited, you know, that went through the roof.
And people are starting to return to the movie theaters.
Yeah, that too. And so, you know, like we just recently heard that Netflix is on hard times financially. And part of me wonders whether some of that's just because everyone who has Netflix has kind of watched all the things they wanted to in the last 2 years, and we're now kind of eager to do something else. I mean, we'll be back, so Netflix just needs to hold their breath.
And there's just so many different services.
Yeah, do you think this is like the new golden age of television? There is just so much out there, and the quality of it is all very good.
There is. It's great. I mean, one of the things I love is we're moving, television is moving to something more like books, where, you know, you can't keep up with books, you know, like no one could try to read every good book that's out there. There's just so much stuff, and I think television used to be something that people like me really could keep up on, but no one can keep up on it now.
No, that's true.
There's just a lot of great stuff.
Just pick a lane and stay without it.
Yeah,
You'll go crazy. Jonathan, great to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy your summer.
Yeah, have a good summer.
Still to come at 4, a lot of people stuck inside their homes turned to baking during the pandemic.
But one couple in New Mexico turned that hobby into an award-winning business. We'll have that story coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
Everyone remembers the moment they heard, "You have cancer," how their world stopped, and when they found a way to face it. For some, this is where their Keytruda story begins. Keytruda, a breakthrough immunotherapy that may treat certain cancers. One of those cancers is advanced melanoma, which is a kind of skin cancer where Keytruda may be used when your melanoma has spread or cannot be removed by surgery.
Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
Today, Keytruda is FDA approved to treat 16 types of advanced cancer and is being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See the different types of cancer Keytruda is approved to treat at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda can be part of your story.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you're a target for chronic kidney disease. You can already have it and not know it. If you have chronic kidney disease, your kidney health could depend on what you do today. Farxiga is a pill that works in the kidneys to help slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis. Take aim at chronic kidney disease by talking to your doctor and asking about Farxiga. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga. Feeling trapped by your expensive cell phone plan? Here's the key. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Keep your phone and number with the same great coverage as the big carriers. Escape to a no-contract $20 a month plan with talk, text, and data. It's easy to connect. With our award-winning customer support team, no sleight of hand is required. Call, go online, or visit Target to get your new SIM card or phone today.
Well, take a look at this. This guy's trashy fashions are turning heads and opening minds as an all-in-your-face call to conservation. The average person can create up to 5 pounds of trash a day. Activist Rob Greenfield turned those eye-opening stats into an eyesore show and tell. He created a suit showcasing a month's worth of personal trash and paraded it around the streets of Los Angeles. 100 pounds of trash, hoping people will see the message and work harder to buy sustainable products and recycle more.
That certainly brings it home, doesn't it?
Does.
Absolutely.
And with the weather warming up, what better time is there to celebrate National Chocolate Ice Cream Day today?
Chocolate-flavored ice cream has been around the U.S. well over 100 years. It's the second most common flavor after vanilla. We didn't get any ice cream?
I know, right? What? I would have loved to have eaten some today.
I guess not. Who dropped the ball?
Such a shame.
Yeah. Oh, well.
With that.
All right, ice cream weather coming up.
That's right. So we are looking at some still warmer temperatures ahead, but don't put away the rain gear either, because we do have some rain chances as well. We'll give you a look with your first warm forecast coming up after the break.
Why hide your skin? If Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control.
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults. With Dupixent, you can show more skin with less eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Since I left for college, my dad has gotten back into some of his old hobbies. And now he's taking Trulicity. And it looks like he's gotten into some new, healthier habits, too.
What changes are you making for your type 2 diabetes? Maybe it's time to try Trulicity. It's proven to help lower A1C. It could help you lose up to 10 pounds. And it's only taken once a week, so it can fit into your busy life. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. The choices you make can help control your A1C. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
It is said that the eyes are the windows into the soul, which begs the question, can a window have a soul? At Renewal by Anderson, we think so. When it's a window forged from fibrings and over 100 years of refined craftsmanship, the essence of who we are transforms into a superior, stunningly beautiful window. So yes, a window can have a soul. For a limited time, take advantage of this great offer. Find out why we are the better way to a better window. Renewal by Anderson.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, I hope Hope you've been able to enjoy the dry, even though it has been partially cloudy throughout much of today. But at least we've had some sun here in Madison throughout our day. And on top of it, it's been around 70 degrees. So not too bad as we get the rest of our Tuesday rolling for us. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to be expecting as we see throughout the rest of today, well, we stacked up today at 74 degrees being our high. We're close to being normal, but still it's relatively pleasant for us, especially since there wasn't a whole lot of humidity at our backs. And as we go throughout the rest of this evening, just know we will start to still see some clouds, but we are looking for a little bit of clearing, but it's not going to be too much as we get into the later part of tonight, as more cloud cover will increase, as we do have a better chance of us to see our lovely rain showers, which will be returning for us. But until then, enjoy the dry, even though areas just south of Madison between Rock and Greene County are looking at just some spot-up isolated showers, and even outside of Crawford County, we're looking at a bit of some rain as well. But as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing from our current setup, well, the cold front that swept its way through has brought temperatures to be a bit more pleasant for as of right now here in the upper Midwest, but this low is going to continue to track its way into the upper Midwest and will start to leak its way into bringing us some more rain chances and potentially even some thunderstorms that are going to start into our early Wednesday morning. So that's what we're going to be timing out for us. Going into this evening, it's going to be relatively nice for us. Could see some winds start to pick up just a bit near Madison, but as we get into the overnight, that's when we're going to start to see the cloud cover increase and early some showers starting to develop just north of Madison and south of the Dells. Going to start to see just a line of some showers just outside of the Richland Center that are going to turn themselves into some storms. And then as we get into the early morning hours, when we go into around 7 o'clock as you're heading out the door and even going into the later part of our morning, we'll start to see more of a cluster of some showers and even some thunderstorms as we get in throughout the rest of our morning. And then as we get into lunchtime, well, we will start to see that storms and all the rain really move itself out into the southeast, but left behind, we will start to see a bit more cloud cover and cooler temperatures until we get into the later part of our afternoon. We're still going to be maintaining about the 60s as we get into our Wednesday, thanks to that cloud cover and the rain really trying to keep things onto the cooler side. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing, where the rain is really going to be, mainly north and just into the southeast, where we're going to see the higher concentrations of that rainfall for us. But we still could see just a decent amount of some rain between Mineral Point and Madison, close to about 1/4 of an inch. But if it becomes more clustered, well, we could see and expect more rainfall totals, especially if thunderstorms start to sweep their way through Madison as well. But folks, after Thursday, we're looking at a dry spell once again, and then Friday we have another shot of seeing some more rain. Not a heavy shot, but still a shot nevertheless. And then going into the weekend, well, we're not looking at too much in terms of us starting to see any kind of rain, but the warmth will start to really return as we get into next week. So that's what we're going to see from our 10-day forecast, is that for the next few days, we're still going to be around pleasant, and then as we get into the weekend, looking at gorgeous conditions. Plenty of sunshine, middle 70s. Not going to see that or feel the summer heat until we get into next week, where the 80s will return. Just a couple of chances of seeing some rain, but aside from that, we're going to be going back to plenty of sunshine and summer-like feels as the mid-80s return, guys.
Well, it's June.
Yeah, is it though? Because it hasn't really felt like it.
I know. Like it yet.
I'm enjoying this wannabe May, to be honest.
It'll be near 90 this time next year. Next week.
About to say, Susan, are you a fortune teller? Oh, man. Wow.
It's been nice knowing you.
You're going to take my job.
Thanks, Julian.
A New Mexico bakery that started as a passion project is now getting national recognition.
A lot of Americans turned to baking while we were all stuck inside during the pandemic.
But few took it as far as the couple behind Albuquerque's Ihatov, nominated for one of the food industry's highest honors. Janet Shamlin has the story.
When baking bread became a pandemic passion, Nobu Mizushima was there for it. But it wasn't just a flash in the pan for the Albuquerque man and his wife Yuko. As lockdown closed businesses everywhere, the couple decided to open one and go pro.
Yeah, doing the farmers market on weekend, so customer asking us where can we buy the bread weekday. So we are thinking like, oh my God, we should open the business.
In Albuquerque's trendy Nob Hill neighborhood filled with late night clubs and restaurants, the couple bet on early mornings, opening an artisan bakery, Ihatov Bread and Coffee, in an old Arby's fast food joint.
The lines on Saturday were out the door, because there was nothing like this. And it made for community.
Neighbors were on board from the start.
Coffee in a 4-year cup.
Supporting a Kickstarter campaign to the tune of $16,000. A lot of dough for the couple's dream come true.
How important was the Kickstarter to getting you launched here?
It was so important. I think without Kickstarter, we couldn't make it. We couldn't open the business.
Now the store regularly sells out of its sourdough, buttermilk biscuits, croissants, and some really nice buns. Nobu, who learned his craft at another bakery, is the creative, using Japanese and European techniques.
Like a package?
Yes.
But insists he doesn't run the show.
Oh, you're good.
What is it like working with your wife as a coworker?
Yeah, actually, I enjoy that.
Who's the boss?
She's boss.
Your husband says you're the boss. Is that true?
I don't know. I wanna.
Teamwork, the ingredient that's made this little bakery a story of pandemic prosperity.
I know they opened right when everything shut down, and yet they've been hugely successful. That shows just how good they are.
How about great? Iotov Bakery and Coffee this year was named a James Beard semi-finalist, one of the highest honors in the food world.
We were shocked. I think at first Nobu wasn't even necessarily aware of what the James Beard Award was. And when we talked about what that meant, he was like, oh, really? Wow.
Rising to the occasion, a legend in the baking. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Albuquerque.
You shouldn't be showing that at this time of the day.
I was just going to say that.
So hungry.
I did a lot of baking too, but not like that.
But
that looks really good.
So congratulations to them. Coming up next here on Live at 4, Consumer Reports helps pick out some of the best deals for June.
And then coming up next hour at 5, a close 4-3 decision on the state Supreme Court has placed a swing justice in the spotlight once again. Our political reporter Will Keneally will tell us more at 5.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
What's at the top of your home improvement list? Did you say better insulation? Because better insulation makes everything you do in your home better. Even just walking in the front door on a hot day. So get ready for summer now with USA Premium Foam. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
If you have advanced non-small cell lung cancer, your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Together, Opdivo plus Yervoy helps your immune system launch a response that fights cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more time to remember. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about the combination of 2 immunotherapies, Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Tonight at 5, the final vote on Madison's transit redesign. It takes place tonight. We speak to the city planner and local organizers.
We are falling back into a rainy pattern as we look ahead to the end of the work week. We'll break down our next round of showers.
And ahead at 6, another narrow decision by the state Supreme Court putting pressure on the swing justice. How will an open seat impact the current court? That's coming up tonight at 6.
Giving the old weather satellite a spin, meet me in St. Louis.
That is such a great shot.
86 degrees there, probably humid.
Warm day, yeah, partly cloudy. You ever gone up in the arch?
No, I've been there.
But I can't imagine you would do that.
I hear it's quite jarring.
Yes, yeah, and you don't like
right?
Yeah, and you don't like heights or like get a little claustrophobic. Not good.
It's nice.
We'll just see the pretty pictures.
It's a nice view from the ground.
Yes.
Well, great news for shoppers. Father's Day and graduation season are here, which means there'll be seasonal deals to cash in on.
Amazon Prime Day has moved to this month, and that'll provide more opportunities to save some money.
Our Leah Lynchide tells us more.
Not only are the days long and full of sun, June is a great month to cash in on savings for high-quality items. Consumer Reports tracks the prices of many of its top-tested products all year long, so it knows exactly when they go on deep discount. Here are top products to look out for in this month's best time to buy.
This year, Father's Day falls on June 19th, and we're already seeing sales on traditional gifts for dads.
Drill down on your Father's Day shopping list with something that'll be sure to tackle those big jobs around the house. This DeWalt cordless drill is a CR Best Buy and is now $143 at Amazon. CR says the drill is very powerful, capable of even driving the largest screws. And if Dad has a green thumb outside, now he can continue gardening year-round when he's inside with the Aero Garden Harvest 360 Countertop Garden on sale for $130 at Aero Garden. As for new dads and moms just getting started, CR says June is a great month to score deals on strollers. The Chico Bravo Trio stroller is a CR Best Buy at $400 at Amazon, Buy Buy Baby, and Walmart. CR says the stroller is best for suburban living. Next, keep up your curb appeal with a strong trimmer that you won't have to drop $5 a gallon for. This Ego battery-powered string trimmer is a CR Best Buy and is now $179 at Amazon and Lowe's. And finally, as this month closes out, keep a lookout on sales for next month's big holiday.
Around the end of June, you'll start to see July 4th sales kick off at all the major retailers, and you can expect big savings on big-ticket items like large appliances and mattresses.
This Bosch Ascenta dishwasher is a top performer and a CR Best Buy at only $6.99. Have a great start to summer, folks. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Lynchide.
And Consumer Report says keep in mind that these deals included in this report can be gone before you know it, so you should take advantage of the sale early, especially on popular products. Well, still to come at 4, there may soon be a new, more traditional COVID vaccine available.
We'll find out more about the vaccine and other COVID headlines with UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff when Live at 4 continues.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and often amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from their neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone right now and call the number on your screen to find out if you're a candidate for our neuropathy program that has changed thousands of lives. You don't have to spend another day suffering. Call us today and see if you qualify for the relief you deserve. Do not wait. Call now.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows. We've done the runaround.
What we loved about Next Door and Window is that they were different. The experts guided us through every step of their no-pressure process.
We really loved their educational approach. Next Door and Window helped us understand what was right for us.
They have a totally different approach to doors and windows. They made the window and door replacement process simple.
Call 844-600-NEXT to get 50% off your installation.
Joe Biden opened America's borders, increasing the flow of deadly drugs into our communities. Last year, over 105,000 people died of drug overdoses in America. Biden's putting our children and families at risk. Ron Johnson is warning everyone that drug traffickers are adding fentanyl to counterfeit pills, and it only takes one pill to kill. Please tell your children and support law enforcement.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
He has his grandfather's smile.
Her mother's eyes.
My cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease.
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
I tried a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dulcolax Soft Chews works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dulcolax Soft Chews.
Wow, look at this selection. Tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl. And this one is perfect.
At Floor & Decor, our everyday low pricing on high-quality products and on-trend styles means you can really bring your room to life. Discover Floor & Decor today.
And as we take a quick look at our traffic update, eastbound on the Beltline is slow per usual as we are looking at the construction just off of Todd Drive, closing off the ramp and slowing down traffic for us as we're getting into the rest of our evening hours. But taking a closer look over towards the interstate, we are all green. Quite the difference maker as we're taking a look at. And if you were just curious about how long it would take for everywhere else, well, pretty normal in terms of traffic flow at this time of day. And that's going to do it for traffic. Over to you guys.
Julian, thank you. The skies over Toronto were filled with smoke and a rainbow of different colors over the weekend as part of a massive pyrotechnical show celebrating the city and examining the peril of climate change. Spectators were enveloped in smoke, which artist Judy Chicago says was intended to create awareness of gases encircling the planet and pervading mood of the place at any given moment in time. Chicago's immersive exhibit, titled A Tribute to Toronto, was the latest from the artist known for creating large-scale experiences involving pyrotechnics. Her name's Chicago. It's in Toronto. It's a little confusing.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
All right. Americans may soon have another option when it comes to COVID-19 vaccines.
An FDA panel has voted in favor of emergency use authorization for a new vaccine from the Maryland drug maker Novavax. Novavax's shot is a protein vaccine similar to traditional vaccines used for hepatitis B and shingles. The vaccine uses a protein that is mass-produced in the lab, unlike the Pfizer and Moderna shots, which teach the body to make the protein.
Anything we can do to get people more comfortable to be able to accept these potentially life-saving medical products is something that we feel we are compelled to do.
A recent poll found 73% of Americans would like to see more COVID-19 vaccines developed from a more traditional method, in addition to possibly appealing to the millions of Americans who remain unvaccinated. Novavax may also be an option for people who aren't fully vaccinated because they had adverse reactions to their first or second shot. Meanwhile, there's other vaccine news. The COVID vaccine for kids under 5 could be available in about 2 weeks, pending approval from the CDC.
Lots to talk about as usual with UW Health Chief Quality Officer Dr. Jeff Potoff. Welcome.
Hi, Dr. Potoff. Good to see you
guys. So let's talk about this new vaccine. Does it make a difference how it works? This makes your body, this puts the protein in your body.
Right. So for a lot of us, it doesn't make a difference. You know, some of us are happy to have carburetors in our cars. Some of us are happy to have EFI. But for those who are fans of the carburetor, this vaccine might be for you. It's a protein that's made in a lab. That protein is actually the spike protein of COVID-19. When you inject that into someone, they create that immune response, compared to, say, the mRNA vaccines, which is the recipe to create the spike protein that we inject that's quickly taken into the cells. The cells make the protein for us. They do all the hard work, and then our body reacts against the protein, and you get immunity in much the same way.
So a more traditional vaccine, is the thinking, would persuade more people who may be reluctant to get vaccinated to try it.
Right, because one of the things that we hear is, mRNA technology hasn't been used in vaccines specifically much in the past, but this method where you create a protein has been around for decades and is really the basis by which most of the vaccines that people are used to right now are made. So if the argument is, hey, these vaccines are too new, I don't trust that technology, that kind of goes away when you look at the Novavax vaccine.
Another tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, I mean, more tools the better, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the kids getting the vaccine now, maybe in a couple of weeks?
I think maybe. So we have this meeting coming up on the 15th. It'll be interesting to see if they approve the Pfizer vaccine for 6 months to 5-year-olds, the Moderna one of one or the other. If they do, the CDC will likely be quick to potentially endorse that, probably without a lot of change. And then it's a matter of making sure that vaccine's available in pharmacies. Because it's a smaller dose, it's not just a booster of the same thing that we have. It could take a little bit for supplies to catch up to demand. But so early on, maybe sometime after the 21st or so of June, you might be able to find it. Probably early July, middle of July, it'll be very easy to find. But I think something's coming.
That's good news.
Convincing parents to have their children vaccinated. That's the trick.
Yeah.
The kids aren't going to ask for it themselves.
No, definitely not. No, the vaccines are still doing a very good job preventing serious illness and death. But there are a lot of cases of these kind of at-home, inconvenient sicknesses where everybody in your social circle is testing positive and getting sick now. Is that just because of the contagiousness and transmissibility of this Omicron variant? Or what else, is something else going on?
There's two factors there. One is Omicron is very much more transmissible, so the amount of time you need to spend with someone who has these Omicron variants before you get enough of a dose of virus to get infected is very small, minutes, seconds. The other thing is that our vaccines are predominantly still targeted at that original coronavirus strain, so it makes sense that they're not quite as effective against these variants that keep on happening. But the good news is that even though the ability to protect against any symptoms at all starts to wane shortly after you get boosted, 3-4 months later, the ability to protect against severe disease, keep you out of the hospital, keep you from dying is still very good. That really is the value of the vaccines right now.
And we're still watching the hospital numbers and death numbers. That's the key.
I think that's the key. We talk a lot about cases, and for some people, if you're immunocompromised, you need to know what's going on with cases because that portends how likely you are to come into contact with COVID if you go out in the community. For a lot of us, the real metric we have to watch is hospitalizations and deaths. How many people are getting really sick? Is that taxing the health system? Otherwise, cases in and of themselves may be bad for employers who are trying to run businesses and everyone's at home sick, but for health systems and people, living or dying, not as big of a deal.
Well, we're doing pretty well here, right?
Do you think people who are vaccinated and boosted think that they are more protected than they actually are, and so they're taking more risks? Could that be what's driving some of these statistics?
It could be that they feel like they're more protected against any symptoms at all, or they may actually realize that their protection against any symptoms isn't great, but their protection against severe disease is good. So they're using that as leverage for I really want to do this thing, and I know I might get sick, but I'm probably not going to go to the hospital. That's a whole lot different than a year and a half ago, where it was like, well, I really want to do this thing, but it could kill me.
Take the risk, right? Yeah.
All right, more to talk about than we have time as usual.
As usual.
Doctor, thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
The final check of your forecast coming up.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Wanakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
My dad told me he's back into old hobbies, but it looks like he's picked up new habits for his type 2 diabetes too.
Once weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C, and it can help you lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
Hey, this one's free. Car in front of you pay for it.
The best things in life are free.
This is the greatest day of my life!
Just wait till she hears about free installation from Feldco.
Free installation?
free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest until 2024. That's something to get excited about.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
Quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
The final vote for Madison's transit redesign takes place tonight. We speak to the city planner and local organizers. And over 2,000 Wisconsin babies are born with defects. How a local treatment center plans to reach all of the needs of its newborn patients. That's tonight at 5.
The News 3 Now Call for Action team, getting results for you. When a local woman was taken advantage of by a car dealership, we took action and helped her get back nearly $10,000.
After going through you, it's just like, you can breathe.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now.
And expect a soggy commute. Dana Fulton will be timing out your rainy conditions coming up at 5.
It's a short drive to big adventure at the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium in the Port of Dubuque. General admission gets you access to all exhibits for 2 consecutive days. Plan your adventure at rivermuseum.com.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of industry-leading Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Take advantage of exceptional financing offers from your local Cub Cadet dealer today. To find the dealer near you, visit cubcadetdealers.com.
Get inspired. Tour 30 custom homes and see the newest trends. The Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is open daily, June 17th through 26th. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
The increasing cost of inflation is impacting people and families here in central Wisconsin.
The D.C. liberal spending has triggered historic inflation. Senator Ron Johnson is holding the line.
Retirees on a fixed income. The working poor, those are exactly the people that are hurt most by inflation. Inflation is a tax on everybody.
Johnson voted against the reckless spending, and he's fighting to cut the waste in Washington. Tell Senator Johnson, keep fighting to stop the spending that hits us with the inflation tax. I got nothing to eat.
Nothing.
Hold on, I can do something.
Turning nothing into something.
Turning nothing into something.
It's amazing what you can do with nothing and a little Hellmann's.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
It's time to get up close and personal with nature while getting hands-on with science. Make plans to visit the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium in the Port of Dubuque, Iowa, for new exhibits, new films, and new experiences.
In today's Final Touch, a Belgian company is trying to fight urban waste by transforming used coffee grounds.
They're turning them into edible mushrooms and insulating tiles to be used in construction. In a damp cellar of a former industrial site in Brussels, clusters of oyster mushrooms emerged from slashes made in what appear to be long garbage bags stuffed with a mixture of straw and coffee grounds. 5 tons of grounds are collected a month with daily deliveries from partners cafes across the country. They're mixed in a large drum where the spores are added. After 15 days, the mushrooms are harvested and sold in shops. Now, they're using a different fungus, and the residual left over from that coffee production is used as an alternative to plastic. The company just got its first commercial order for its new fungus-based insulation tiles. They'll produce 12 tons of them a month by 2025 from coffee grounds.
Very interesting.
I don't get it. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.